Well, welcome again, and nice to see you. Let's continue with this video, okay? And today I need to show you one concept, okay? The concept is probably if you are new in Android, you are no you never heard about it because it's a very Android concept, okay? So the name or the concept is activity, okay? Let's talk about the activity. We have two ways to try to understand what is the meaning of an activity, but I can support the explanation with code, okay? I think it's the best because it's a easy way to understand what happened and the advantage and disadvantage to use it, okay? Well, the first step is remember we have an application, the hello world, the classic hello world, okay? So we don't have to worry to understand too much because even the hello world is using an activity, okay? When you have a hello world, probably you have an activity in your application, okay? And well, we have a lot of rules when we are talking about the user interface. So well, my recommendation for now is always keep simple, okay? That's my main rule for any new developer or new student trying to understand Android, okay? Well, let's go for the first step, okay? The first step is if you see at the beginning when we create the project, we have two files in the ID, okay? In the tool, okay? But just remember, by default, you see these options, okay? But if you don't have it, well, at the end you can add and you create, okay, your activities. But for now, we are using the default activity, and the default name is main activity. The main is very easy because, well, we know what is the meaning of a main, okay, about the main concept. An activity is another concept, like I said before, but it's very easy because if you understand Java or Kotlin or other languages, an activity is only a class, okay? That's the point. And we have this name because it's a general name. You can put a dog activity, you can put house activity, okay? This name you can change it and you don't have any problem, okay, with that. The thing is they are using, okay, a class here in Android, and the class is app compat activity, okay? That's the meaning. So when you create an activity, you can put the name whatever you want, but you need to use always an activity class, okay? Well, that's the point. At the beginning, when we start with Android, I don't remember how long, but you have activity, you have app compat activity, and you have a blah 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 activity, okay? So it's not the only activity, okay? It's not the only one. You have more options, but is the most common for now. Use the app compat activity, okay? So for now, if you see, this is only a class, okay? It's a regular class in Android or Kotlin, and you have a very specific method, okay? The method is onCreate, okay? This is the name. For now, we know override is because we are putting code, okay, in this method, and we want a redefinition, okay, about it. And well, we have parameters and we have a content, okay. The content obviously is you need to access to the super, okay, because we can say it's a rule. Obviously it's not always is a rule, but we can say it's very common you find this, okay. The line number 8 is where if you see something different even when you are creating a project from zero, okay. The third line here, the line number 9, okay, is the connection. Okay, that's the point. That's why I am using a weird word for trying to define this in a easy way, in the most clear way. Because if you see here, we can understand the line number 9 like a connection. Okay, our code here, they need to always decode when you have 3, 5, 6 files. Probably if you want to create a user interface, you need a connection. Okay, it's not the correct way to say it, but I know when you are maybe, I don't know, you are trying to understand Android and object programming and XML and emulators and other things, probably is, I think I don't want to use complex words. Okay, that's why I am saying this is the connection. But if you read the name of the method, you understand is set content view. Okay, you are trying to define the view. Okay, that's the thing, and the container of this view, and we are saying the view is here. Okay, our layout and activity main. Okay, where let's see, because where is it? Okay, that's the regular question. Okay, but how I need to understand this? Because probably you are saying, hey Jose, you know where is it, but for me, because I am trying to start from zero, how I know this is the name, or how I know it's a different file. Okay, well, the thing is, if you go to resources, always you have a directory with the name layout. Okay, and it's very common to find in layout directory the layouts. Okay, that's the thing. You will find the layouts. The layouts is always an XML file. Okay, if you see here, this is the extension, and the name you can use wherever you want, but we have a couple of rules. The rule number 1 is you need to use minus later. Okay, and please avoid the spaces. Okay, if you need spaces, well, you put an underscore. Okay, that's the other thing. And well, if you see, I will click here, and this is the other file, and this file probably is familiar now with you, because if you go to design here, this tab, you will see we have the hello world. So the activity is a concept, okay, with more technologies. It's not just a file. Okay, the activity, we can say, is the code here, the file with Kotlin language, and the code with XML. Okay, so the activity concept, how many activities we have? Well, we can say one activity, but at the end we have 2 files. Okay, the main activity file, the kitty, we have the main activity main XML file, and both together they are working to us, and we are now showing we have one activity. Okay, so the activity is a concept. Okay, that's why I am trying to explain like this. It's not just a file. Okay, because at the end we can have 2 files here. We can say the logic is here. Okay, the smart part, and we can say the dumb part is here. It's just the definition of the interface. And one more thing, just to keep in mind. Okay, for later, not for now. Okay, we can have maybe in one activity 5, 6, 7 files. Okay, that's the point of this, because the views, the layouts, we can divide in more layouts. Okay, in a different file. Okay, that's a great thing, because maybe it's easy for we can say it's an advantage. We can divide the code, okay, in a different files and just call when we need it. Okay, but the code here is the same. Okay, sometimes we need to divide the logic in a different parts, because it's not the correct way. Put all your code in just one file, because sometimes maybe we need to reuse or do another things. But well, that's the thing. I don't want to explain the activity is 1 file or 2 files. The activity is a concept. Okay, and this concept, we will have always the logic, okay, the language code here, okay, in this case Kotlin, obviously, and we have the user interface, okay, and is using XML. Remember, if you read more about Android and you will see Jetpack Compose, for example, you will see we can do in a different way. But for now, how we are taking this course, we know we can say for the beginning, for any new guy, we don't want to more create complex content for you. Okay, we can try to understand for now the activity. We can divide into files, the logic, and the user interface. Okay, so well, that's the way to have an activity.